Hello. Just waiting for it to confirm we're live. And that the comments are working. Hello and a very warm welcome to my live. My name is Julie-Sian and I'm coming to you live from the UK. It's just after 6 o'clock on Monday, the 25th of September 2023. And the title today is Mindset and Motivation Monday, Messages from the Unicorns. If anyone joins me, I may or may not be doing readings today. If I do, I'll be using the Magical Unicorn Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. You need to be over 18 to have a reading. If you're under 18, your parents need to be there and give you consent. You're not allowed to give legal, medical, and financial advice, not allowed to give pregnancy advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. If you use it for any other reason, it's down to you and nothing down to me. So let's talk about Monday motivation and mindset. So how is your mindset? How are you thinking and embracing another new week, and what are you doing, and what is the mindset? Because when we've been talking all month about focus and your goals and your reason why you want to do things, etc., like that, and having this mindset, and this mindset is positive and it's the motivation. We've talked about, why is it you want this, why is it you want the dream, what is behind it, and how would you feel if you had it, and how does it feel if you haven't got it, and so on and so forth. And when that how and why is so strong and so powerful, you just go for it. But sometimes we do get, our mindset, that lack of confidence, the lack of self-belief, the lack of, the perceived support from other people. And your mindset is like really difficult to get hold of and to get your head around and to flip it to be positive. And yes, life is all about phases. Now we had the winter solstice Mabon on Saturday, and that is all about balance. Libra is all about balance within that, and this is about the balance of having the yin and the yang in your life, the night and the day, and the balance of having bad days and good days. I mean, having a bad day makes you appreciate the good days. When you've got a bad day, it's like, I don't want to stick here, I want to move on to the next level, which is up. So this is why we have a mindset. The mindset is, do I want any more of this rubbish, etc. Now with the Mabon and the winter equinox, Mabon is all about the second harvest, celebrating your harvest, the winter. And the thing is, I've been saying all year, what are you doing, what's your mindset, what are you doing, what action are you taking? And now at the moment is because we've gone into autumn and you're now harvesting. The farmers are harvesting their apples and the pears and the wheat and the tree in the fields, etc., like that. This is the time of harvest. But if you hadn't been taking action, if that farmer hadn't actioned, i.e. planted his seeds, if he hadn't taken the action to get rid of the toxicity, remove the weeds, if he hadn't been feeding them with the fertilizer, the positivity, and nurturing and caring his plants, when he comes to nurture them and harvest them today, would his crop be strong or weak? Or would he actually have a crop to harvest, or is an abundance of a crop to harvest? And you've had us all this year to work on it. And if you turn around and say, well, life is really still shit, and I go, it's the same as it was back in January, what have you been doing? The only person you can blame is yourself. You are the one who's responsible for your own life. You are the one who's taking responsibility for your actions or non-actions. And if you don't take that responsibility and decide, and in fact you want to stay the part of the victim and blame, oh, it's their fault I didn't do this. You know what? That is just an excuse, a cop-out, an obstacle. Because when you've got that reason why, even if other people are saying no, I wouldn't do it, you will go and do it. You will get up, and that farmer, he knows that if he doesn't plant his seeds back in spring, even if he wasn't feeling up to, oh no, another year, we've got to feed us, got to harvest plant the seeds, nurture them, grow them. And if he didn't do that back in spring, hello Sally, he would not have a harvest now, and he wouldn't be able to go to market with his harvest and make some money. And if he didn't take those actions, like taking away the weeds, detoxifying the toxicity, I can do this and I can do that. And of course, during the year, he's had rain, he's had hot sunshine, he's had droughts, he's had floods, he's had thunder, lightning. But he's then looking after his his crops when he comes back, and it's like, oh, so I fix them up and do this, I nurture them and clean them and heal them and everything like that. And now he's now reaping his benefits. He's now reaping the rewards of his year's work. And my question to you is, have you been working on yourself? Hand on the heart. I mean, yeah, I could have done a lot better. I could have done a hell of a lot better. Hello, Angela. And yes, I am there. I'm one of those, and I'm not perfect. I'm not brilliant. You know, I have days when I can't be bothered. But then and those are the days when you really have to do it, really work hard. So we've got beautiful Sally and beautiful Angela. How are you, Angela? Long time no hear. So this is the times. Oh, hi, Vicky. So lovely of you to join us. 3 beautiful goddesses joining us. So if you're still looking at your shit life and you look back in January, February, March, April, when we've been talking about, you know, taking action, and I say to you, and I say to people back in April, where do you want to be in 6 months? Do you still want to be living that same life? And if they say no, and I go, well, why? What would it make you feel better if you're living now in a life of abundance? And then the excuses come back. Well, it's like, no, your reason, your mindset isn't strong enough. Because if it was the reason, like the farmer, you know, I've got to get up and I've got to put the seeds in the crop, but I can't be bothered. But then his motivation is that if I don't plant my seeds, if I don't look after these seeds and nurture them and grow them, I won't have anything to harvest. I won't be able to go to the market. I won't have any money, which I then won't be able to feed myself, feed my family. So that's his motivation, is that I've got to do this. Yes, he may love his job or not, but this is like the motivation. But he didn't want to be in now. He didn't want to wake up and harvest a tree with no apples on it. He didn't want to go and, you know, he knew that he had to make sure there were no weeds, had to make sure he was fertilizing it, nurturing it, caring it, etc., etc., in order for him to have a bountiful amount of apples or whatever his crop is. I don't know, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, I don't know, carrots, I don't know what his crop is. But he knew that if he didn't look after and take action, and if he didn't take the action, then he wouldn't be able to take an action today to reap his abundance. And if he didn't do that, then he would go, oh, look at this crop. And then we'd go, well, did you put the seeds in? Did you nurture it? Did you do it? No. And it's the same with everyone else. If you don't do the work, you won't get anything out. And if you're constantly blaming other people, because he could say, oh, I've got a really bad crop because, oh, we had thunderstorms. And I turn around, well, we didn't have thunderstorms every single day of the last 6 months. We didn't have this. You know, you could have gone out and taken the weeds. You could have done this, but you chose not to. You chose the excuse. Oh, it's their fault. I didn't have the opportunity. It's them. It's this. I'm the victim. Poor me, poor me. It's your fault that I'm in this situation. I say to people, you know, I'm in a relationship, and I go, well, did someone put a gun to your head to go into that relationship? Did someone force you? Was it a shotgun marriage? You chose to, when he proposed to your partner chose to propose to you, you chose to say yes. You chose then to prepare yourself for the wedding. You chose to go through it with it. You chose to do all these things. Just as much as, you know, oh, I don't know, if I left him now, where would I? Well, you've got the choice to find out, where can I live? What can I do? Or I'm not happy in my job. I'm not getting the promotion. Are you asking yourself, why am I doing it? What is the problem? Asking your manager, why aren't I getting the promotion? What do I need to do to get this promotion, get the higher pay packet? Are you asking what to do? Or are you just sitting there going, are you one of these people and then you go, oh, it's all right for them, they do the overtime, they did the... And I go, well, yeah, what about you? You sneak off early, you don't do your reports properly, they're late, they don't arrive on time, your commitment isn't here to the job, you turn up late, you go early, whenever there's a deadline, you're always missing the deadline, you know, and then you wonder why you don't get the promotion. When this other person, they turn up on time and they leave on time, but they make sure their work is done on time. And then you wonder why they get the promotion, because they're putting the work in. And if I had two people, one who was constantly turning up late and going early and was constantly missing their deadline, and then I had another person who was turning up on time and putting the work in, hitting their deadlines, and I go, there's a promotion. Who am I going to do? I'm going to go for the person who's taken the action, not the person who's not done the action. And then they can sit and wait. And I go, well, look, if you really want this promotion, instead of sitting there going, oh, I do these hours, but I don't get paid and I don't get this. And you go, why don't you look and reflect yourself? Because reflect it yourself. Because if you're not respecting yourself and your job, why should that company respect you? Look at your finances. Oh, I've never got any money. I haven't got any money. I can't afford this. I can't afford that. Yeah, there is the problem at the moment. Everyone's struggling. Everyone's struggling with their money. However, this is a fallacy, because when they go, oh, everyone is struggling. When you go to like a health spa, how many people are at the health spa? Oh, we're fully booked. Oh, you can't get a round of golf in. Oh, we're fully booked at this hotel. We're fully booked here. People do have the money. There is money around. You know, you go and buy your car. Oh, there's, you know, you have to wait for the car for 6 months or whatever. Oh, this car's this car there, and everything like that. But if you really want it, you will go for it. And you will stop blaming, oh, well, I want this car, but it costs that much money. Oh, poor me, poor me. You go, well, you've got two things. You can play the part of victim, or you can go, what can I do? Because I really want this car. What do I do to bring in extra money, taking the action, till I can buy my car? What can I do? I've got this house, this dream house. What can I do to get this dream house? What action, rather than going, oh, look at them living in that posh house, flashing their money, but you're saying to me you want to live in that house. Well, respect those people, because they probably worked hard. They probably started off with nothing, just like you, but they chose to do something. And when you say, oh, look at them flashing their money, but they came from the same place. So it's like, what action? Your mindset, what is your motivation? And if you're at the moment and you look back and you're still, and be honest with yourself, 6 months ago, is your life still the same? Are you still saying the same, whinging and moaning? And then it's like, well, you know what? I don't want to work with you, because you're just whinging and moaning and you're blaming other people. But the day you turn around and decide to take action, the day you turn around and decide, I'm going to take responsibility of my own life, the day is, yes, I did choose to go and apply for this job. I did choose that when I was offered an interview, I chose to go for the interview. When they offered me the job, I chose to accept that. You chose to go for this job. You chose to go for the interview when you were offered. You chose to accept it. And when they tell you, this is the hours you're going to work for this much money on this much holiday, and then when you come around and go, oh, I don't get enough holiday, and it's like, hang on, when you took the job in, you knew exactly what your wage is going to be. You knew exactly what your hours are going to be. You knew exactly how much holiday you're going to get. They tell you all these things. And then with that information, you chose, well, yeah, that's fine. You know, that's 3 weeks holiday and stuff like that. You chose. And as it goes along, and if the job doesn't turn out how it is, you could have chosen to go and talk to your manager and say, excuse me, manager, my job was this, but I'm doing this. This is not what I signed up for. And then you can take responsibility. But if you're just constantly complaining about it, and it's like I was talking about it last week, like it, lump it, leave it, or do something about it. Like it, you like your job. If you're not liking it, you just lump it. Leave it, like leave and do nothing about it, or do something about it. You either go and speak about it, or leave and go and get another job elsewhere. You have the choice to like it, lump it, leave it, or do something about it. All right? Like it when I say leave it, it's just like, oh, I'm not going to do anything. But then when you leave it, you're playing the part of the victim. But maybe you like playing the part of the victim. Maybe that's why you like it, because you get all this sympathy. Oh, yeah, they don't treat you well. They don't give you the promotion. They don't, you know, they're only giving you 4 weeks holiday. Oh, that's really awful. Oh, you've got to work 9 to 5, 5 days a week. Oh, that's really, thing is, if you don't like that, but the thing is, most people like this, you know, playing the part of the victim. They like it because it's the wrong type of sympathy. And therefore you're enjoying this attention. You like this attention. I like the part of the victim. Poor me! Oh, this happened to me. This happened to me. This happened to me. That's not going to motivate you. But when it's like, you know what? I'm going to flip it. This happened to me. I'm going to make sure it never happens again. What can I do that's different? I'm in this job, but I'm not happy with it. What can I do about it? Well, I can make an effort. I can either talk to the manager about it, and if they can't come up with a solution, I'm going to go and work elsewhere, do something else. You have that choice. And if you're surrounded by Debbie Downers and Neddy naysayers, and they're enjoying to keep you down, because if you suddenly go, I'm going to leave, and people go, oh, I'm going to really miss you when you leave this job. Oh, it's going to be sad that you're going. Oh, we're going to really miss you. Bullshit. Come Monday, they've forgotten all about you, and you are replaceable. You are all replaceable. Unless you run your own business, then of course you're not replaceable. Like me, Reiki Teddy. I run the business, okay? So, you know, but when you work for someone else, you are replaceable. If you quit your job or whatever, and then flip like that, they make you redundant as quickly as they can. And they're not going to do this unless you go, and they go, oh yeah, well, you know, goodwill, the goodwill, oh, they'll stay overtime. They'll give us, you know, you do an hour overtime each week. Well, the thing is, if you do an hour each week, each day for 5 days, that's 5 hours a week. Over 4 weeks, that's 20 hours. Your boss is getting, great, I'm getting 20 hours of free labour. But then when you turn around and go, well, actually, I'm not going to do this overtime unless you pay me. And they go, oh, well, we're not going to pay overtime. You turn around and go, well, I'm not going to do it then. You've got a choice. And they go, well, you're not getting, I go, no, my job description is this many hours. Now, if you want to work overtime, you either pay me or I ain't doing it, and you get someone, you know, employ someone else to do the job. But I'm doing my work. And if they don't like it, because you go, no, I'd rather, that's 20 hours a week. You could have spent at home with your family, 20 hours a week you do doing hobbies, 20 hours a week you could do studying so you can go and get a better job. Just imagine what you could do that. Because at the end of the day, you say, you know what, I do all this overtime, I do take home and I work in the evenings, I work at the weekends on my laptop and stuff like that. And then what happened? They've made me redundant. Shows they couldn't care shit about you. They don't. So, the only person who really cares about yourself is yourself. And if you really want something, you need to start working towards it and taking action. And like I said, these farmers, they took action. They removed the toxicity. They removed the Debbie Downers, the Neddy naysayers. They removed the excuses. They removed the reasons why not. What they did is replace it by the reason why I'm doing this. Yes, I can do this. I am able to do this. And look, yeah, look at me, I'm flourishing. And wow, I put this action in. Yes, I may have had, you know, the troughs, peaks and troughs of a storm, but then the sun came out. And when the sun came out, it dried up and I managed to clear away all the debris, all the crap again. And then I carried on. And that's what you do. But if you don't take the action, you're going to stay that place of the victim. Does anything I say make sense? We've got 3 beautiful people watching at the moment. Glad you're well, Angela. We've got 3 very beautiful people watching. So let me know if what I've just said makes sense. And if you're ready to take action, and this is what I had 2 clients this morning, and I was talking, and it was their second reading in about a month, because when we first met, they were in a place. But since then, we arranged a plan of action because they were having pathfinders, and we talked about where they wanted to be, and they've actually put a plan of action, and it's like, wow. And seeing them both today, it's like, wow. And now they've gone off with an even more better plan of action. Hi, Colin. And it's like, wow, look at this. And I said, look how far you've come in just a month by having a rethink, having you know, putting an action plan and actually seeing it from a different point. Because I said, I'm coming to you from a place of no judgment, from a place of, doesn't bother me, no offence, it doesn't bother me whether you take action or not. But quite clearly, you both saying here, you're not happy where you are and you want to change. And we just sat there. I could have chosen the victim route last year. I chose to build an... I know, look at your amazing life. I know, and it's all choice. You could have chosen that. And yes, it's okay for you to go, you know, wallow in their self-pity for a moment. But then you could have chose, and like you said, you chose to go, you know, I'm worthy of more than this. And you took the route to build a new career, and you've done amazing. I'm really impressed with you, Colin. You've done so much amazing work on yourself. And when you look back, and it's like, yeah, I am reaping my rewards, like the farmer now, the harvest. He's reaping his rewards. Hi, Tara. Lovely of you to join us tonight. And that's what it's all about. You know, you can now reap your rewards. It's never too late to start. Your day is like, oh, one day I will get around to doing this. The thing is, when people say one day I'll get to do this, one day I'll go for a balloon ride, one day I will go for this, one day I'll do that. The thing is, there isn't a motivation for it, because your one day, is that going to be tomorrow? Is it going to be this weekend? Is it going to be in November? Is it going to be January the 1st this year, 2024? Or is it going to be in 5 years' time, 10 years' time? And I'm going to say to people now, I said, where do you want to be? And this one of these, my clients today, I said to her, where do you want to be in 12 years' time? 12 months' time. Sorry, 12 months' time. I said, where do you want to be in 12 months? I said, do you still want to be where you are now? And she was telling me, she was getting quite emotional. And I said, do you? She goes, no. I really don't want to be doing. I said, because if you don't take positive action, you will still be in this post. And in fact, I said, and she said to me, well, actually, she said, I probably will quit and stuff like that, because she goes, my mental state. And I went, well, you don't want to get like that. You can preempt it. You can actually do something about it. And this is what we did about 4 weeks ago. And then we came back today for a second session. And it's like, wow. And it's like, wow. And she's had the thought and this and things. And of course, she's got the, you know, the doubts. And I'm not sure whether I can go for it and stuff. So we did the, you know, talking it through. And where do you want to be? And how does it make you feel? And she went, you know what? I can do this. And I said, yes, of course you can. When you break it down in points. And I said, where do you want to be in 12 months' time? So she goes, this is what I want to be doing in 12 months' time. I went, brilliant. So I said, now imagine yourself in 12 months' time. You're doing what you want to do. Look back in 11 months' time. Don't apologise. Don't apologise. You come at the right time. Then I say to them, right, if you're in 11 months' time, what would you be actually doing to be creating your 12th month? So she goes, well, I'll be doing that. And I said, right, what would you be doing in 10 months' time? In 6 months' time, in 3 months. So I said, now you know the steps you're going to be taking. So I said, what steps? And then she was saying, oh, I don't know where I've got the time. And I went, well, let's time chunk it. Let's do, where could you find half an hour a day? And I said, all you have to do is just go, right, this week, I'm going to time chunk somewhere. So she went, and I said to her, you know, my normal, don't watch EastEnders. So I said, right, how many times EastEnders? I think EastEnders on 3 times in a week. I don't know. Let's say it is. And it's half an hour. So that's an hour and a half. So I said to her, when you have doubt about something, that is the thing you need to do. Absolutely. So I said to her, right, what you can do, instead of sitting there watching EastEnders, I said, it's just a suggestion. She knows it's an example. It's always an example. I said to her, you know, if I tell you to eat an apple and you don't like apples, I go, can you substitute for a pear? It's just an example. So I said, if you know, watch, instead of watching Arrowdale or something. So she understands the concept. So I said to her, what you could do, instead of watching EastEnders, you could do half an hour and time chunk and just go for half an hour. I'm going to set my phone and I'm going to go, right, I want to set up this business. What do I need to do? And I said, you can do for half an hour, instead of watching EastEnders, you can do some research. Then the next time EastEnders, and do that. So I said, at the end of the week, you have done an hour and a half working on your business. The following week, I only pulled out the 9 of water. I just asked if I'll get my wish. Oh, right. And then you go, and then I said, next week you do the same. So that's 3 hours you've worked on your business. And I said, and then planning will come in. So if you really want this, I said, do you still want to be doing where you are with this, you know, and she goes, no, I don't. So what are you willing to, I was going to say, compromise, to switch? Just in the short term. And it was like, wow, you're quite right. This time chunking, taking time out. Because if you really want it, you will find the time. And they always say, if you want to have anything done, ask a busy person. And as, who was it who said earlier, where is it? What does someone put? Just go find that comment again. Let's call in. to do. Tara, when you have doubts about something, that is the thing you need to do. Yeah, absolutely. When you doubt you are able to do it, actually, you do need to do it to prove yourself. To go, actually, I can do it. And sometimes it's like, if someone says, no, you can't do it, I say, you do it and take photographs. Do it and take photographs. And then you go 2 fingers up at them and go, I actually did it. Because the thing is, why people do this to hold you back is because they're scared. Because if you step out your comfort zone for it, you're going to leave them behind. You're going to leave them behind in that dog shit elephant manure life. You're leaving them, you're moving away from that little home to this amazing house. You're going away and doing this amazing holiday. You're going into this car, leaving them behind. And it's like that. So Lavender Moon, if you really want something, we'll go for it no matter what, and nothing will stop. Absolutely, because if you really want it, and that's your mindset, and that's your motivation. Why is it do you honestly? And when people say to me, and I said, this is why it's so important to work with a mentor, to work with an accountability buddy, because when you're setting off and you're starting something new, it's very overwhelming. You are surrounded by the toxicity of the situation you're in. You are surrounded by these thoughts and the doubts. But having an accountability buddy, and it's just, I said to her, what do you plan to do this week? And I said, you've got, so I said to her, maybe I'll text you on Friday and say to you, did you do that work? And I said, and then you'll be so embarrassed and know that I'm going to message you. Now, it doesn't matter to me whether she does it or not, but I said, I'm just there as your accountability buddy to text you and go, or even go, did you do that? Did you work on your business? Did you? Now, to me, it doesn't matter whether she does or doesn't, because it's not my dream. And I said, that way. And then it's like, right, and that's right. And I said, so what are your plans to do the following week? So then I will text her the following week and go, right, how did these plans go? What did you do? And did you action them? Etc., etc. And having someone who is on your side, who is going to encourage you, who will be there. That's why it's so important to work with a mentor, to work with an accountability buddy, to work with someone who can help you. I mean, we've got beautiful Lavender Moon, and we did a lot of work together. Sally, we've done a lot of work together, and it's going, how's it going? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? And and it's sort of, have you played it back and listened to what you're saying, etc., like that. And it's like, yeah. And I've had a lot of people going, well, thanks. If it hadn't been for you to kick me up with your fluffy slippers, if it hadn't been for you to sort of to check in, to go, how are you doing? What are you doing? And it's not questioning you. And like I said, it doesn't matter to me whether you do it or not. It doesn't matter. Because it's not your life is not my circus. But what does matter is that if you keep saying, I don't want to do this, and you're choosing not to, and then you come to me months later, I go, you're still in the same post. You know what? It's great because you paid me all this money, but you've done nothing with it. You've only got yourself to blame. I can't physically do it for you. I can't physically do it. But what I can do there is to support you. And I can help you on that transformation from down here in the elephant manure dog shit to the rainbows and unicorns. But it's the guiding, having that support and that strength of someone else who believes in you. Because you only need one person to believe. Well, you've got to believe in yourself. Your first one is to go believe in yourself. But if all your life you've been put down, you can't do that, you're not able, or I wouldn't do that, why are you doing this, and you're surrounding that, it really does knock your confidence. It does. Been there, done that. Who do you think you are? All these things. You're not capable of doing that. Oh, I'd never leave you. You can never live on your own. You will never be able to live with cope with the 2 kids. Yeah, been there, done that. The mental abuse. Okay. But then it's like, I've got to do this. And it's 2 fingers up at them. And you've got the choice to either play that and still be there. And this is what I say to people. If you really want to do it, that's your motivation, your why. But when that why isn't strong enough, then you do get distracted. Then you're easy to fall off the path. It's easy because you lose track, and because you're surrounded by the negative naysayers, and you're surrounded by all this false stories that the media is telling you. They're choosing to tell you the doom and gloom. Oh, everyone's really suffering from the cost of living crisis. No one's got any money. People are really struggling. And yes, people are struggling to pay. But there are also people who are going for the weekends at spas. There are people who are staying at 5-star hotels. There are people who are travelling first class on aeroplanes. There are people who are driving around in Lamborghinis and Ferraris. So yes, because they've chosen to take action. There are people there. It's amazing. I remember when I went at my birthday to the Belfry up in Birmingham, and it was like, so say, fully booked. And I sat there in the bar, and I said to Anna, you know, Costa Cry, and I said, there are some people here. Do what I did. Snip, snip, snippity, snip. Bye, toxic waste. Absolutely, I agree that. And I said to Anna, I went, I don't believe it. Look at these people. They're buying drinks. There were people with bottles of champagne. Now, these bottles of champagne, £100, £200. Yes, we'll have a bottle of champagne, please. Personally, I don't like champagne. I don't like champagne. So I wouldn't be buying it. Not that I can't afford it, but I don't like champagne. Why am I spending £200 on a bottle of something that I don't like to drink? I don't like Prosecco. I like Asti Spumante, so I will buy a bottle of Asti Spumante, but I don't like Prosecco. I'm a sweet, bubbly girl, okay? But there were people there, and you could hardly sit down in the bar, and these waiters were running around like dingbats with the bottles of champagne and the caviar and the things like that, and I was thinking, you're sitting here, what cost of living? You know, this is the problem. We've got someone who's running the company in our country, and I'm not going to get into politics, who has no idea. He doesn't know how to scrimp and save because he's not like that, because he's got all the millions. So, of course, he doesn't understand. And I'm not admitting, because I've been there. I've told the story when I had to borrow money from a friend so I could go and do a car boot sale, so I could go and buy some food for my kids. And we had to sell their toys and our stuff. But this friend had to lend me her money so I could go and pay for the car boot fee. So I could then actually go and earn some money to feed the kids. So I have been there. So when people go, oh, Julie, you know, I've been there, done that. All right. So I'm glad that makes sense. So yeah, I did. Snip, snip, snippity, snip, bye, bye. Absolutely. What else? Where is this? If you really want like that, raise, lift, encourage, praise, support. That's what an accountability buddy does. Yeah, we do. I raise you up. You can do it. And then on a day when you're having a bit of a woo day, it's go, yeah, that's fine. I totally get that. Yeah, we'll have a bad day, but tomorrow is another day. And this is why it's so important that when you get up first thing in the morning, you make your bed. And at the end of the day, if it's been a shit day, at least you're getting into a bed that's made. All right? Because it's like, well, at least I achieved something today. I made my bed. Because when I get back and it's been, at least I'm not walking into a messy bedroom and go, and this is why when I work with people, you know, you've got to declutter the life. Often I go, right, let's work on your bedroom first. Let's work on this first. Let's work on that, but where to declutter? Because at the end of a shitty day, at least you've got a nice room to go, you know, nice bedroom. And if the house is a mess, declutter that. So when you come in after a bad day at work, you walk in and it's like, yeah, it's my refuge. And it may not be your dream home at the moment, but you can still keep it tidy. You can still declutter it. You can keep it clean and neat and tidy. At least then when you're walking in, okay, it may not be the palace, it may not be a castle, but it's like, well, at least I'm walking in, it's clean and tidy. And that's the way to start doing it. So then we've got the card for the day. I did the disclaimer at the beginning, and it was card for the day is brothers and sisters. And I was talking about to get along with others, see the love and the best within them. And this is, we are all brothers and sisters, and we all need to support and raise each other up. And yes, we do sometimes have to let these people out, because you want to be surrounded by people who raise you up, who support you and encourage you. And yes, they may have their own agenda, but the thing is, we don't, you know, you've got to still love everyone and go, you know what, you may be the biggest dickhead around, you may be the most spiteful person, but you're on your own path. But you will find that if you continue on that path of whatever, the path they're on, I don't want to be on that path. So I'm going to respect you because of the shit path you're choosing. But you are choosing, for them, they think that's the right thing. But you know what? I don't need to be with you. Yes, you may be my blood brother and sister. But just because they're your blood relatives, brothers, sister, aunts, mother, father, brother, whatever, if they don't treat you with respect, you can choose to step away from them. This is what they say, friends are the family you choose. So I say to these people, you know what? To myself, I'm not that. And it's like, I'm going to let you go with love and light. Because that's what I am. I am love and light. I am letting the toxic people go. Because I don't want to be in that toxicity anymore. I want to be with these people who are raising me up and kind and supporting me. And yeah, and just because they're related to you by blood doesn't mean they have to be your best friend. And yes, we're brought up, oh, the most important thing, but they're your brother. They're your mother. Well, if they were my brother or my mother or my sister or my father, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing to me. And I don't want to be surrounded with that. Now, if they want to change and be kind and loving to me, then yes, I will take you back. But I am surrounding myself with the brothers and sisters that support me, my own brothers and sisters that raise me up. Now, those brothers and sisters could be your friends. They could be, other people in your life. They don't have to be things. So when it talks about your brothers and sisters and things like that, and it says, see the love and the best within everyone. So these people you think, you cut out of your life and toxicity, it's just like, you know what? I'm cutting you out of my life. But I'm not sending you out to drop dead, because that is not good. What you give out, you give out. I'm sending you with love and light, because I am worthy of love and light. I am sending you out into the world where it's toxicity, because I'm surrounded myself in this beautiful place of love. And my people around me are surrounding me, because I'm going to give out love and I'm going to receive love. So I'm going to say goodbye to you. Goodbye. Going to let you go with love and light. And this is so important. So it's because somewhere deep inside them, they're hurting. They're in pain. And because they're in pain, they want to cause the pain to everyone else. And they're jealous. They're envious. And this is why the Debbie Downers and the Neddy Naysayers try and put you down, because they're jealous that you have got that motivation. They're jealous that you've got the mindset to go for it, because they haven't got it. But they don't understand that they could have that themselves if they just choose to flip it. If they choose to love life, to send out love, to love themselves. But while they're choosing to live that life of pain and despair, I don't want it. Because I'm choosing a different life. So I'm stepping away. Yes, maybe you do have to step away from your blood brothers, your sisters. And when someone says to me, but they're your mother, you're your father, they're your grandmother. No, they are a human being. They are a fellow human being. Just because they're related to me, but they are a fellow human being. And I don't want that human being energy around me. I am going to have a different type of energy around me. So yeah. Woohoo, brilliant. I'm feeling accomplished. Oh, wow, awesome. So what we've got about myself. Oh, I know. I mean, Lavender Moon is doing some amazing work on herself. And yes, it was difficult to get into the routine, but now you're just smashing it. You are smashing it and smashing it. You're doing amazing. I am so, my little prodigy. I mean, Lavender Moon is just, and of course it started off really hard and the struggle, but now it's like, yeah, you went for a walk in the rain. Great. I didn't. Well, I was busy doing other things, but but yeah, and you're feeling great. And yes, it's the compound. It was really hard, a month ago, 6 weeks ago, when you first started this healthy living, healthy exercise and stuff like that. But now it's beginning to show off, and you're doing amazing, amazing, amazing. And yes, it's that. I rejoiced this morning about it being my happy birthday, Angela. No, not counting the years. Some don't make it this far as us. I know. I mean, my father died at 58, and it's like, yeah, he died. He didn't even make retirement. I made it to 61. Yay! So yes, some people don't even make it this far. So each day is a blessing. So a very happy birthday, Angela. I hope you're spoiling yourself, or did someone spoil you? Or if not, go out with your friends. So yeah, brothers and sisters. Angela is lovely. I love Angela. She's a lovely lady. To get along with others. So see the love. And Yeah, and you are entitled. If you don't like someone, or you don't like their energy, you don't like their thought system, you don't have to be friends with everyone. And if you've got a friend if you've got a friend A, and that your friend A is friends with someone called B, but you don't like friend B, you don't connect with them, you don't like their energy and things like that, you can choose, and you go, next time we go that. And I said to I had a friend and she had that, and I said, well, fine, I like going out with you, but if so-and-so's coming, I'm not coming. And she went, well, why not? And I went, because they've slagged me off, and I don't want to sit there being, two-faced in front of them, because they're going to be two-faced at me, and I can't be that, and I don't want to spend an evening in their company. I don't want it. Oh, we're going on holiday. They're coming. I don't want to go on holiday for 2 weeks with this person. The thinking of going on an aeroplane with them, sharing a hotel with them, I don't want it. Oh, but I went, no, just respect me. Yes, they may be a friend of yours or a relative of you, but I can choose. And I said, if they're there, I'm choosing not to because I don't like the energy, etc., etc. You can choose to be with your witch brothers and sisters to mix. Does anything I've been saying make sense? You are amazing. So very happy birthday. First thing I sense is energy, and it's yucky. But absolutely, I used to do that, and I used to give people the benefit of the doubt. And then a while later, I go, why the fuck did I do that? Why did I do that? Because my energy, and it's like, yeah, every time. So let's do Angela, the birthday girl. Let's do Angela first. A very quick card from the unicorns. Anyone who wants to know, the disclaimer was said right at the beginning. Worth waiting for. This is Angela's card. It is a message from the unicorn. Worth waiting for. Your patience will be rewarded. Now, it's on its way, whatever you're asking for. But what they're doing is they're tweaking. They're tweaking things. And maybe sometimes we ask for, you may be asking for a Lamborghini, and you go, oh, my dream is a yellow Lamborghini. My dream is a yellow Lamborghini. And suddenly they go, well, actually, we're going to give you a red one. Why am we? Well, because this red one is actually top of the range. It's the most newest one, and it's got and it's got all these extra benefits. Unfortunately, it only comes in red, but it's the same price as the yellow one. And what they've done is the universe is saying, right, worth waiting for. So worth waiting. So instead of sort of going, my dream is the yellow Lamborghini, my dream, and then suddenly I'm going to go for that. What they're doing is like, actually, I know that's your dream. We will give you the Lamborghini, but we're going to give you something even better. Same price, but it may be red. But then when you get in that car and it's like, wow, oh, it looks really good in red with all this upholstery. Do you know what? I'm really glad I got the red one now. Okay, sometimes what you're waiting for, they're just tweaking. It's on its way. Pause. And all you've got to do is enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. Sometimes we rush for wanting the ending. The ending is the day you stop breathing and your bones go into dust. You've got to enjoy the journey. It's worth waiting for. And it's just been tweaked. So then we got the lovely, who else have we got here? So we got Lavender Moon. So if you can all share, if you like that card, Angela, if you could press love hearts and press share. So Lavender Moon, thank you. Put my jacket on and off, and I went, and I loved it because it cleansed it. Yeah, absolutely. I did struggle on my walk today, but Reiki Teddy came for a walk with me today. And Reiki Teddy has had some films taken of him. I decided when I walked and took a walk today. So Reiki Teddy has got some photos of him enjoying tree hugging. He was tree hugging and tree climbing. He's been sitting by a lake, meditating and stuff. So there's going to be some posts up about Reiki Teddy. So he came for a walk, and I took a whole load of photos and things. So my walk took longer, and I was really knackered when I came back. So we need to kick to Julie with her fluffy slippers. She didn't. No, excuse for not walking. I know. That was my fault. I don't know why I didn't go. I had a PJ. It was actually a PJ day. I actually had a PJ day. Lavender Moon. I think this is Lavender Moon. I can't remember who I'm doing this. Not sure. Should take it. It was a PJ day. That day I didn't go for the walk in the rain. I was having a bit of a mollycoddle day. It was a day. It was not a downer day, but it was just like one of those days. It was like, and it was just like, and my mood was matching the weather, and like you said, those are the days when I should have. However, I chose to do other things, and in fact, in the end, when I suddenly thought, you know what, I will go for a walk, and then something else cropped up, and it's like, oh, can't fit it in now, so it was a bit like that. Okay, Lavender Moon, forgive. It's time to let go of anger or blame where you've done that. So this is a confirmation. It's lavenders. Yeah, I thought so. So this is Lavender Moon, forgive. But this is confirmation that you've done the right thing. You've let them go. So this is a confirmation because you wanted to free yourself. You want to live this amazing life. And you realise that in order to let them go, you have to go, yeah, I'm going to be living this life. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to go for the exercise. I'm going to do the meditation. I'm going to take time out to connect with the spirit things. And it's time to let go of anger and blame. To blaming yourself. My rest day tomorrow because walking around shopping centre and back. Yeah, it's good to have. And maybe that's what I did on that day of the rainy. Because sometimes when they go to the gym, they say, you know, people go, oh, you shouldn't go 7 days a week. You need your body to rest and heal. And then I went back to doing, I think the next day, I think I did 5K. So, you know, and it's not an excuse, but sometimes your body does actually need to rest. Take a breather, and then it gives you the strength again. If you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, that's when you get the stress and anxiety and you burn out. It's time to let go of anger and blame. You're not doing that. You've let them go, and you've let them go with love and light. And you're not blaming them because they're on their own journey. And this is having, when we've got the goddess and things, and we have the insight, and it's like, I understand. They're on their own path. I forgive you. You're on your own path. Before, I was playing the part of the victim and I was blaming them, the poor me. But now you've flipped it and it's like that. And it's like, yeah, and I'm forgiving myself for all those things. Because sometimes things come up from the past and you think, why the hell did I do that? Why did I do that? Why did I say that or not say that? Why didn't I do that? And it's because at that time you didn't know. And so you need to forgive yourself as well as other people. But forgive yourself because you could only do things that you knew at that time. So we've got Sally. So we've got who else is here who would like a card? Yeah, self-care. And yeah, I needed that self-care because the next day it was like, whoa, and I was really bouncing back the next day. Yeah, and it's good to have a rest day because if you're pushing yourself, sometimes your body just goes, you know, pause. So I'll do Sally. Who else is here apart from Sally who would like a card? Colin. Okay, I'll do Sally and then I'll do Colin. So Sally. Well done in your win of £20 the other day. So Sally it's okay to be different. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, yes, indeed. It's perfectly okay to be different. Yes, it is. It is perfectly okay to be different. I'm just trying to look at the picture. There's different animals. There's like a badger, a skunk, a squirrel. And it's okay because we're all different. Otherwise life would be dull and boring. It's okay to be perfectly different and embrace your uniqueness because that's what makes you so uniquely brilliant. You don't need to be like everyone else. You're perfect just as you are. Yes, you are. Only change because you want to. Don't change because other people want you to do. All right, I'd rather stand out than fit. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I'm learning that because I used to be a right wallflower. I would never step out. But now, and sometimes people go, oh, you're very loud. It's like, no, I found my voice. I found my voice and I'm doing things now. So it says you don't need to be like anyone else. You're perfect. Yes, you are perfectly unique. Everyone who's watching this, you are all perfectly unique in your own wonderful way. You do not have to conform. It's okay to live a life not working 9 to 5. It's okay to throw everything in and travel around the world. Doesn't matter what other people think. They can be different. If they want to be different and live the 9 to 5 job and have that mortgage weight around their neck, they can do that. But I'm going to be something different because I don't want that. And that's perfectly okay. That's that. So thank you for my card. You're welcome. I was the same. Thank you. You're welcome. And then we've got the beautiful Colin. Colin. Oh, hang on. The forgive card came up then, Colin. You've got the forgive card. But I feel that there's a different card. So this fell out first. So you've got the forgive. So forgive yourself because like I said, I could have, and it's like, I'm really glad, but I'm going to do another card. So that did fall out for you, Colin, but I'm going to go for a different one. So Colin has curiosity. Curiosity killed the cat. No, but he was curious to see exactly what's going on. So there's curiosity. Be curious and find out. Start a project related to something you're curious about. Yes. What is it that you're interested in doing? And I started doing something because I was interested. Because, like I said, I often do this, that and the other. And I spent a really interesting hour and a half, 2 hours, sounds sad, of researching. There was on YouTube videos, lots of things on YouTube, amazing what you learn on YouTube, how you can get Wi-Fi in your camper van or your mobile home, because of course it's a metal box. And so I was learning about how they could put this on, the aerial on the top, drill a little hole and things like that. I love the colours that stand out in the gift card. It was lovely, wasn't it? But it's like, so I spent about 2 hours doing researching on how to get Wi-Fi in my camper van, which I haven't bought yet, but so there's that. So start a project related to something you're curious about. So what are you curious about, Colin? Maybe there's something you're interested in. Start a project. Maybe that project is excited. Where can I go next year? And what can I do? And look at all the things that I can, and curious about where could I go? What can I do? What other adventurous weekends away can I do? Because you've had some great, fantastic weekends this year. Wow, let's elevate that. And this is the curiosity, is I'm curious to find out where else I can go. I'm curious to know what other festivals I can go to. I'm curious about, and that's what they're saying for you today. Is there anybody else who hasn't had a card and would like a card? Is there anybody else who would like a card that hasn't had a card? Okay. Now, tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow is only a day away. I am actually doing the school run in Milton Keynes. Now, in theory, I should be back by 6 o'clock. You're welcome, my darling. In theory, I should be back in time to do my live tomorrow. I am doing the school run in Milton Keynes tomorrow. Get a chance to see my grandchildren. Woohoo! But doing the school run. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. So I may or may not be late. Or if I'm not going to do a live, because I might be out there and taking them out to dinner. I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But I do know I'm doing the school run. So there could be possibly no live tomorrow. I am expecting to be alive, but just to let you know, for my beautiful fans out there who love to follow me, if there isn't going to be a live, I will put a little post up. Hopefully I will be here tomorrow. And tomorrow's message is from the dolphins and the mermaids. We've got a dolphin and mermaids message. I do hope today's is there anybody here who hasn't had a card and would like a card? If there's anybody here who would like a card but hasn't had a card, if you speak now, I will give you about 20 seconds. Otherwise, I will close up today. So I hope what I've spoken about is mind motivation, flipping it. If you don't want to be where you are and in another 6 months, the only person who can do it is taking responsibility for your own life and taking action and going, why is it that I want this dream? And how would it make me feel? It will make me feel absolutely amazing. And why am I letting other people, because I, self-doubt. So start working. When people go, oh, I can't do this because I haven't got my confidence. Do things that will give you confidence. Do things that will give you self-belief. Look back in your life and go, well, actually, I have done this. I did pass my driving test. I did pass the interview and get offered a job. I did do this. I did do that. I learnt to tie my shoelaces. I do know how to do the buttons on my clothes. I do know how to clean my teeth and brush my hair. Yeah, I can do this. Flip it. It's just the journey you're on. Well, I do, it's going to be a good one tomorrow. So thank you everyone who's joined me tonight. Thank you for watching. I hope the cards resonated. If anyone wants a full in-depth reading or want to book a Pathfinder reading, you know where I am. Message me. A full reading is £50. A Pathfinder is £75. And they're coming along really nicely, so I'm enjoying it. Have a great evening, whatever you're doing. I don't know what you're up to tonight. Married at First Sight is on tonight. So I'm going to be watching that tonight with my daughter. That's my mother and daughter thing. Married at First Sight. So yeah, exciting. So have a great evening, everyone, whatever you're doing, onwards and upwards. Have a great evening, and thanks for joining. Take care. Namaste. Bye 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 bye.